Boom, we're live. But for starting, we have to play some music. Should we sing together?
I don't know the...
It's very easy. It's Brazil. No.
Okay.
No. No.
Brazil.
No. Okay. So welcome, man. Thank you for coming for my podcast. I'm very happy that you came. You brought a lot of stuff. I'm looking forward to get filled with Brazilian tropical juice. We can call it like that.
Yeah.
Wink.
A refresh one.
So show us what you brought us.
Okay. So I will prepare right now the caipirinha. It's most common Brazilian drink.
Mm-hmm.
You find it every place in Brazil. We use it's a drink we use to base like a cachaça. It's a specific drink from Brazil, but we don't have it in French, so I didn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought vodka. In Brazil, you use vodka too. So drink is vodka. We use lemon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lemon. And sugar.
Perfect.
And ice. And with just 4 steps, you do awesome drink. Can I prepare it?
Yeah, prepare it, man. Okay. I can't wait.
It's
so do you drink this when you have like a holiday, national holiday, or is it like casual? You drink it all the time?
It's like we in my family we drink it like every barbecue, and we do barbecue every Sunday. So it's like before my father every time he puts fire in the barbecue, and the next step is prepare caipirinha.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's like if you go to a restaurant, if you go out with your friends, it's you can find it in a restaurant, in a bar, in a pub. So
perfect.
It's really easy to prepare. Just cut. I use a half lemon.
Mm-hmm.
This knife is not good. Just cut it in layers.
Slices.
Slices.
Yeah.
And okay, can I show it?
Yeah, show it.
This is
perfect
lemon
slice.
That I did it with half lemon. There is a lot of slice, and you like a sweetie one or a strongest one?
What? Okay. Today is a good day. Put a little bit more sugar.
Okay. So let's try with 2.
Yeah, 2 spoons is good.
2 spoons. And put the vodka. So it's not a lot, man. It will be a sweet one. Like, just see that.
Yeah, it's not a lot. It's the whole glass.
You just cover the lemon. Okay?
Okay.
It's covered, not covered.
It's covered. Yeah.
It's covered the lemon. And the last one is the ice. So. With lemon, it's the most usual.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do with strawberry, with
like a fruit punch, a little
pineapple, with what I want. Do you know caju?
No, I don't know.
It's a specific fruit from Brazil.
Okay.
And it's not common to do with that, but in my family we do.
Cashew, like nut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like you just know the nut, but you use the fruit.
Yeah.
So we use that, and you can use a kiwi. I like with kiwi too.
Mm-hmm.
And now you put a lot of ice because you put a lot of
Vodka.
a lot of vodka. I think I put too much sugar. So now.
So for you viewers, it looks very promising. Thiago is gonna add one more thing. So there is lemons, there is sugar, ice, vodka.
Oh, I am newbie.
Don't worry, you're the best.
I forgot. It's better you mix before you put the ice, because you can mix the sugar with the vodka and press the lemon slice to like the juice with the lemon, but it's not too strong because it can be really, how can I say it, citric.
Citric, acidic. Yeah, I understand.
So now we just mix and wait the ice to do the job.
Yeah.
And it's that. It's really simple, and it's like it's a portion of this drink, and it's not common we drink it alone. We do it in a cup, and share with all the people that are friends or family.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. So, how is it in Brazil? Do you usually, when you have parties and when you make drinks, are they usually like cocktails, like mixtures of fruit, punches, alcohol? And is there like a big difference than like the drinks in Europe?
It's different because usually we just drink beers. Our cocktail is like vodka with soda.
Okay.
It's like just that, or another juice. We don't do it with fruits or another thing to do a punch. We don't do that. Our party, it's commonly it's like you just drink beers and this kind of drinks.
Yeah, you keep it simple.
Yeah, really simple.
Okay, nice.
So let me check how it is. I think in the more vodka.
Okay. So cheers, guys. What did you say the name is?
Saúde.
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 Saudi. Okay. Saudi, guys. The drink. Cheers. It's good.
It's too strong? It's good?
It's actually good.
Okay. So
it's perfect to get drunk. It's not too hard.
Yeah. It's not too sweety, and it refresh. So
yeah.
It's like if you go to the sea, to the beach, everyone took that.
Okay. So yeah, I can imagine you're like it's sunny. You're like with the girls. You're with a lot of people. I think after this podcast, I'm just gonna go sleep because I'm gonna get destroyed. Because you're gonna make one more for me.
Sure, I can do that. We have a lot of vodka.
Yeah, we have the whole bottle of vodka. Wow. So, tell me a little bit what you do. So, first of all, how old are you? I have to ask you this.
I am 25 years old.
Nice.
So I come from Brazil.
Okay.
I am a student of mechanical engineer. And I am the biggest mango producer in Brazil. Sure, I'm joking. I'm not a student. So I did 2 years of my university in Brazil and come to the exchange in France. and I return just next year. So I spent 1 more semester here, uh, doing mechanical engineer subjects.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that. My specialty is welding and materials, and like specifically uh, polymeric and composite materials.
Mm-hmm.
I already work with that 2 years at my home university. I did research with a master student,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
and yeah, we spend like we study about the tribological behaviors of composite materials. So it's like we develop composite materials that conduct electricity, uh, but to use that tribological places, like about tribologic. It's like a wear and the friction about
Oh,
materials.
okay.
So tribological study about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we really use that in rows. It's most used in rows or in axes that have contact.
Mm-hmm.
So we are developing a material to use that in a row to dissipate
Yeah.
electricity, because there is one friction that corrodes the material by the electricity. So our objective is like develop that just to solve this kind of problem. Was a really good search.
Did you manage to finish the project? Did you like finalize it? Did you finish all the parts, or is it
Yeah.
still in progress?
No, it's because we tried with different combinations of material, but the our result is like oh, this one is better.
Mm.
This composite is not good to do this activity more, but to do another one it's better. So it's like that. We finished, but you can do it with another composite.
Okay,
So
so that's cool.
it's like if I want to return and do another research, I just change composite and I have another a new research.
Yeah, that's good. You find like a general topic, and it's just like changing,
Yeah.
And we have one professor from Bosnia, from Sarajevo, who does this, and he basically it's like a laser pointed at the glass.
Okay.
So like I'm paraphrasing. I'm not really sure, but it's like the refraction. So if you change like the design of glass, it refracts in a different way. And no, it's the like a laser goes through how do you call them, special gases, like
Okay.
rich gas,
Okay.
and the gas behaves in a different way.
Oh, okay.
And he does the same thing, just like changes the gas,
Okay.
or like puts a higher temperature of laser, lower,
Yeah.
and that's it. And he makes money, which is the best part.
Sure. It's because every research, like you don't have my professor, my coordinator will say that you don't have bad results. It's just results.
Yes.
So if you change one thing, probably you receive another result, and it's another research. So
Yes. It can be, even if the results are negative,
yeah,
they're still the results, and tomorrow the people are gonna know not to do this.
sure. It's like that. It's like that. When I did my research, I read a lot of papers with materials that don't work. So
Yeah.
when I do my research, I know what material don't use. So it's really important. It's like you save time with
Yes.
that.
It's not directly correlated, but it's close, like the principle. So we had a project where we had to design a system, electrical system for an automation house. So at one point of our project, it was asked of us to see what are other projects similar to ours, which are patented, so we know what we can or can't do. So we found like 15 works, and we like had to crystallize our idea. So in the same way, we knew what not to do and what was missing from the industry.
Yeah.
So at the end, we managed to do some solutions. Basically, like today's solutions are like just you have one sensor, second sensor, third sensor, and that's it. But no one actually, not no one, but in general, these solutions are not interconnected very well. So we try to make like these sensors and also try to make like an interconnectional part that works. But enough about that. So tell me something. You do welding, and I'm very interested. When are we gonna have a Brazilian Ironman? You know, like you're gonna weld and make up.
So it's difficult to say because the material to weld in Brazil is too expensive. So I will not do that. Not now. Not before I become a millionaire. So
yeah, after you sell more mangoes, then we can start.
Yeah, like in 3 years maybe.
Yeah, I think now because all the problems in the world, there's gonna be an increase of the mango stocks. So just money, you know.
Sure. Yeah, but I really like the welding process. It's like I think it's a thing that everyone need to know about. Just because like you transform like everything just with a pistol. I don't know if you can use that.
I think it's a pistol.
Just to use a pistol, spend your time on the like
voila, you have a structure.
Yeah, you have a structure, you have a pipeline, so you have a what you want construct like a it's of course this process can come in different problems with this process if you don't do it well.
Yeah,
but it's a really fantastic process of engineering. I think is the one that I most like. It's like to transform things. It's just because you come with a pipe, you cut it and you start welding. You can do a structure with a pipe, with what you want, and it's like a. I think it's awesome. It's just because I come to engineer. It's like I really like to know how the things works. It's like, oh, okay, you are in your car, you just turn a key and go where you want. So it's awesome. It's like
but did you do some? What is your like the proudest project that you welded?
At my weld subject and my university, we did a lot of pieces of small pieces, but the most difficult one is with tungsten. Not tungsten, titanium. No, titanium. It's really hard to weld. It's like aluminum. So these two materials is too hard. It's not a big structure that I did, but the work that I did, like I can do a clean weld from titanium, and it's a hard thing. It's like I think I am most proud about that, to do just a line in a titanium.
But you say it's hard. Like, how does the material behave when you weld it?
It's because the material that you do the welding, it's like you have just a, how can I explain that? With a arrow. And if you touch it, you lost all the process.
Wow.
You need to restart it. It's like if you spend a lot of time, it be a big hole. If you spend less time, it's not welding.
I just the line is just like sticking to it. It's not welding.
Yeah, and it's really weird. And, it's really difficult. And I think the professionals that know how weld in this kind of materials is like a
god.
Yeah, and they receive a lot of to do this. And the welding subnautic, do you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like for the petrol industry. So these guys,
They
so
earn so much money.
yeah, it's like in Brazil. I think is the most one of the most remunerated profession.
So tomorrow, when you go back to Brazil, you're gonna be an engineer. Do you think you're gonna easily find a job? Is it a hard process finding a job in Brazil for an engineer?
So depends your region.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in my Brazil, there are a lot of states. So mine, I already live in the capital, in the big city, and the no, the small view, the small city. It's like a small city is just agriculture. It's hard to find a work for engineer. But in the capital, it's like we have a lot of industries in the region, so it's not hard to get an internship or to get a job.
And are you in a capital or are you?
Yeah, now I am. I was in a in a small city, and it's because that I just changed the city because I know, uh, like I started my study, my university in a small city, and I saw like people being graduating and can't find any job in the
Yeah.
region. It's like a lot of people doing that. So I just changed the city to a big one. Like we have a lot of units from multinationals at my city. Like we have a French enterprise, like Renault, Peugeot,
Mhm.
Faurecia, a lot of enterprise. So in the it's like my city, they have I think 2 million inhabitants,
Okay.
so it's a good place to work.
Wait, 2 million, your city, and it's a small city.
No, it's a big city.
Okay.
It's a capital. But like if you move to São Paulo, it's the biggest city from Brazil. I think it's the 5 biggest in the world.
Okay.
So you'll find a lot of jobs there.
Yeah.
So, but if you are in the northeast in Brazil, it is just like just tourism.
Mm.
Just tourism. Like if you are in the center west, just agriculture.
Okay.
So depend the region that you are.
That's very nice. Like in my country, in Bosnia, when you're, for example, just speaking for mechanical engineers, it is super hard to find a job that has like that you do like engineering and that is actually paid well. Usually mechanical engineers are paid like a minimum wage, a little bit more than a minimum wage. So imagine you study like for 3 or 5 years, you know a lot of stuff, and then they say, oh, sorry, just a minimum wage for you. So, but do you think you will like find a job here in France, or are you like planning to work, like develop your country and so on?
So I really don't know. It's like I hope we'll work in CERN. So I don't know if you check it. Do you know LinkedIn?
Oh, yeah.
They have a CERN. There's a LinkedIn, and they are with an open process. So you can send your curriculum just I think until August. So let's try that, man.
Okay, I'm gonna check into it.
But like in Brazil, it's hard because engineers are contracted by like to work like analysts, not like engineers. Like it's easy to find a job, but not a job like an engineer.
Yeah.
So there's like I think I rather work with a technical buyer. You need to be an engineer to work with that, but you don't receive like an engineer.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of this problem in Brazil, and if I don't know if I will keep industry or will do my research. It's like I already stay in 2 worlds, like 2 years doing research and 2 years in enterprise industry. I don't know where I go, but if I will keep in research, I'm not staying in Brazil because it's like people don't recognize it.
Mm,
Like research and study is just a cost, it's not a development in Brazil. So it's really sad.
yeah.
So if I will do a research, of course I will come to Europe, North
Of course,
America.
said directly.
Yeah, I will
Nothing
not
else.
stay in Brazil. But if I stay in industry and like I know that a lot of people do like work in a multinational in Brazil,
Hmm.
and after there are a lot of multinational that open all the spots, the spots of every unit from one world. So it's like oh, why if I am working at Renault in
Hmm.
Brazil, I can try to get a spot here.
Oh,
So
yeah.
just change the unit, but stay in the same
Same
enterprise.
company.
Yeah, same company. So I really don't know what I want. Let's check the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like when I start looking into LinkedIn and like options, and of course the situation is similar in Bosnia. Like there is no, the research is not like valued that much, and also to be like a good engineer, to like do engineering, you actually have to like start your own company and do what you want. So which is
It's
kind of
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, like when you search into Europe, like France, Germany, Austria, Scandinavian countries, there is so many opportunities for everything. Like you said, composites and polymer materials. I know in Germany they're like crazy for this.
Yeah.
They're crazy. I wanted to do something with 3D printers and polymers, and you literally just search polymers in LinkedIn, and there's like so many options.
Yeah.
But
Now it's because about the additive manufacture.
mhm,
It's about 3D printer.
yeah,
It's like the
it's
most.
the future, bro.
Yeah, sure. It's like it can. I'm sure that it will not replace new welding,
Yeah.
but you can do a lot of things that you do in welding, do it in a 3D printer. So
Like one of the biggest uses that I can see from the 3D printing is the rapid manufacturing.
yeah.
So rapid prototyping. So Emil says, "I know someone who's gonna sleep well tonight."
What?
Emil says, "I know someone who's gonna sleep well tonight." Well, Emil, I agree with you. But for example, I have a friend who was working in a nuclear power plant, and he used just 3D printers. His job was he gets a design,
Yeah.
he process it, he turns it into G code, and he prints it and sees, okay,
Yeah.
we have these problems. Here is bending. This is good. This part is like a design part is good, but because of the temperature, for example, it's not good. This is applicable. This is not applicable. And instead of wasting like half a year to test this, like when they, let's say, weld or they do
Yeah.
injection manufacture,
Yeah.
they can do it like in 7 days, 10 days, and see, okay, this is good. Okay, perfect. This is not good. They can throw it away. They didn't spend that much money.
Yeah. Sure.
They spend like $20 for, which is nothing for a big company.
Yeah.
And I think when you look, for example, what was happening in the last 20 years, basically America and Europe moved all their factories to China, to Asia.
Yeah.
And what is left? It is not like massive manufacturing that China has right now, but it is
Yeah.
precision. It is invention.
Yeah.
So I think, for example, 3D printers can find the use in this. Try to be precise. I know metal 3D printing is in some way super hard, but it's gonna have a big use in future because of this precision. And one more example. For example, American company. So two guys from SpaceX and from Virgin Galactic, not Virgin, the Jeff Bezos company. Never mind.
Okay.
They merged together and they said, okay, we're gonna start a company that produces rockets that function only on 3D printed materials. So nothing else, just this. And instead of having 40,000 pieces, because they're complex, they only have 3, like just the engine, just 3 pieces. So it's gonna simplify a lot of things. Maybe it's gonna simplify the same things in automotive manufacturing. So it has a lot of practices. But imagine this: we can make like a good idea. You make a nice composite. We find a application for it. You research composite. We see if we can 3D print it. And we produce something. I don't know, like
become millionaire.
Yeah. Instead of, we have to diversify our portfolio of production. So not just mangoes.
Okay. We can find solves from mango programs. And just use 3D printer for about that. It's like the machine to use the agriculture. It's like really expensive.
Yeah.
So we can do like meditation pieces to change it. So
we have to keep the ideas for ourselves. Oh man, wait! I have to drink for this because
I think it's now there is a lot of water because
it's okay.
Okay. I don't know if it's we call it like a. It's because you drink a lot. It's like don't drink too much. It's like just a.
So I already drank like half of this.
It's we call it like a shosha. It's not strong,
but not weak.
But not water. So I will do another.
I think maybe not by my DNA, not by tradition or anything. I don't classify as Brazilian, but by drinking, I can classify as one.
Okay.
But you're in France for how much? 1 year, 2 years? 1 year.
1 year.
So in total, you're gonna stay here 2 years.
No, just one.
Like one. Wait, this is your first semester?
Yeah.
I thought you came like 1 year ago. Okay.
No.
So what do you miss about Brazil? It's so far away.
Yeah. It's like not from Brazil. It's like just my family and my pet. I really miss my pet. I think I have a small dog and an old one. It's like a poodle that is 15 years. So for a dog, it's a lot. And I miss her. And the barbecue. Here is not the same. We don't have the same cut of meat.
Yeah.
So I miss that. It's because barbecue is not just a meal for Brazil.
Really?
It's like a event that you enjoy with your family, with your friends. It's like you don't just come to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You go to appreciate, to enjoy the company, the company.
Yeah, you can say company.
The company of your friend or your family. It's like my house. We start it like 10 a.m. and finish 10
p.m.
4 p.m. It's like that. We spend like a lot of time doing that.
That's very nice.
And like we drink caipirinha, we drink beer, so
you make people drunk.
Yeah, and
do you have a lot of car crashes? Like people go back home and they're like, because they are so drunk.
Yeah, now it is lower because now Brazil have a law against that. Really strong one. It's like not really strong one because if you paid, you can go off to the jail, but you could go to the jail. It's like Brazilian laws. It's really weird, but they fiscalize that, and but now it's better.
Yeah, but I have a question. We have one comment. But what about your friends? Do you miss them?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's like before the pandemic, like every weekend I went out with my friends to a bar, to a pub, or a cinema. So it's like or to do a barbecue. So
Yeah.
it's the
Barbecue all the time. But is generally, because you say like barbecue is a very important, not dish, but like event, let's call it like that. Is the meat very expensive in Brazil?
Now is because all the price in Brazil, the inflation, we can say that.
Yeah, inflation. Yeah.
Inflation. Every meat is start become expensive, but like 3-4 years ago, we can like buy bought a rib, cow rib for 10 reais. Just the money from Brazil, it's like 10 reais is like €2.
Okay.
For a kilogram. So
what?
Yeah. Now it's not that.
How much is it now?
Now it's like maybe 5-6 euros per kilogram.
Okay. I mean that's not that expensive. Maybe by Brazilian standards, yes.
Yeah, it's like if you use the currency,
the
Brazilian currency, it's not too cheap.
Yeah.
So it's because it's like the life cost. If you check the life cost in Brazil, it's really high if you compare with France. Like that, it's really different because your money power, you can buy a lot of things there that you can do in Brazil. Like with the minimum salary in Brazil, you can do like you can buy. You can go to the supermarket, buy the things for 1 month, and don't spend like a lot of that. It's like you can't do a trip. You can't like stay in a nice place to rent a nice apartment or like that. It's like
so you have to have like a basic life, but you can keep it up basically. Nice. I know at least in my country, but I know like in some other countries in Balkan and some countries of European Union, when you're on a minimal wage, it's so hard to like have a decent life. Example, like from my country, the salary is so small. Like when you just in capital, salary is relatively good, like the minimum wage, sorry. But when you go to some village, it's like I don't know how these people live. Like kudos to them. They have like maybe 150 to 200 euros, which is like buying power, nothing. Just like the electricity, water, it's that much. So I think they like merge with their like families. So there's like a mother, father, children. There is like a granddad, grandmother from both families. So it's like a big community in one home. Try to sustain it. I did like a small project. It wasn't a project, but I did a part of it. Where I had to so they did a questionnaire of these people that live in a poor communities in Bosnia, and basically I had to input information from the paper to computer. That was my job, just to simplify process for later. And when I read these documents, it was so bizarre because it was a real shock how these people, as I said, like mother and father, they have like 7. One that was very shocking to me. He has 7 children, doesn't have a job. he has like two pensions, like a pension, then like because there was a war, they had like some earnings from that,
Okay.
which is nothing. It's like 100 euros, a little bit more. Then there is a grandfather, like as I said, like a grandfather, grandmother, and maybe one more grandmother. And they live like off the grid line. It's so bizarre, and I don't know.
Yeah, the Brazil is like I know the it's like Brazil have a huge difference in society,
Mm-hmm.
like rich one and the poor one. Like there is a lot of people really poor and a lot of people rich.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we have in the same place like a community, a poor community, and it's like if you just cross the street, is a rich one, and it's like I do. Oh, my shirt is from my club in
Mm-hmm.
Brazil. Do you know Rotary?
Yeah, I know
Rotary, it's
Rotary.
a Rotary actually is Rotary in action.
Mm-hmm.
So it's for the younger people, and we do like a lot of projects in communities, and that's like people work just getting recycle things like trash
Mm-hmm.
and selling it for a minimum price, and they live like just receiving a basic we how can I do that explain about that. Brazil will have a like a basic box
Mm-hmm.
that you have rice, beans,
Like a lunch package,
yeah,
theoretically.
like for the month for one people or let's for a
Wow.
small family, and we have a lot of this. You
Mm-hmm.
can buy it in a supermarket for you, or if you want to donate it. So in this community, there is a lot of people that just live in a big family. With that, they just they don't have like money to buy hygienic things like to buy a soap, to buy a shampoo, like that. So
But what created this disparity? Just a question: are we talking about favela? Is that the term?
you can say about that. We we don't know. We don't say it for every place. It's more community. We use more community, but you can use favela.
But okay. The only thing I know about this issue is from the World Cup that happened in Rio de Janeiro like
Yeah.
10 years ago. And there were pictures where there's like a beautiful wall like for tourists, and behind it it's
Yeah.
like these communities, if someone wanted to buy it, he would pay like less than 1 million and buy like the whole village or something.
Yeah.
But what is the real cause of this like disparity?
So I think it comes from the Brazilian culture. Like we was a colonized country. So I think all colonized countries, maybe not the United States, but or in Canada like that. But I think they have this problem. Like there are people who work for someone,
Mm-hmm.
and the chief, the boss, and like these people that work don't have a lot of opportunity to grow up in life.
Mm.
So like to do a study, it's like, oh, people need work like all the day,
Mm-hmm.
and come to home to, and they have 5 children, 7, 8,
yeah.
10 children, and it's like
How to manage it?
yeah,
Impossible.
it's like it's impossible, and it's hard to solve it now because this is a really problem that's in all the country. Uh, but I could solve about that just the study, but the education.
Yeah.
It's because people don't It's like people don't get a good job without education in Brazil.
Yeah.
So, and these people don't have a lot of access to education, to a good school. So we have a public schools in Brazil that is not good, and
Mm-hmm.
the private one. So people that come from a private one have more opportunity to grow up.
Wow. But in everyday life, are these so? Okay, I'm trying to imagine it. So you have, let's say, like a big city like Rio de Janeiro, and you
Yeah.
have a rich part of the city, like let's say center, and then you
Yeah.
have the poorer parts.
Yeah.
Are these people allowed to enter like into rich part, or is it like a strict segregation? Like no, like poor goes here.
No, they can go, but it's like people uh, can think that is weird. Probably they go to work like a mermaid or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
or to work for the people rich, the rich people,
Mm-hmm.
and but they can walk during this place. Like if a rich one come to a poor community, there's like a he think he will be robbed. We stole,
Yeah, he's gonna get robbed or stolen. Yeah, you said
and
correctly.
it's like it's not the truth, but it's not false. It's like depends on when you go, where you go. There's poor places that is like it's commanded from the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like with my group we do the social works, and there's place that we work with ONGs. Not ONGs. How can I say it in English? It's non-governmental organizations like
NGO, non-governmental
NGO.
agencies.
Okay,
Yes, NGO.
okay, NGO. We work with directly them, not with directly with the community.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we know there are some places in community that you can go with the agreement
Mm.
of the boss of
Yeah.
the community.
Oh.
So yeah, it's like if you want, it's like if you are a lone person, it's like I'm not in a group, I'm not in a NGO, NOG.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help people from a poor community. I just go alone to do that. It's a dangerous thing to do. It's like
Yeah.
it's sad to say
You're
that.
questioning the power of the community, like the leader. Like, what are you doing there? Like,
Yeah,
get out.
like that.
Wow, that's very crazy. I want to ask you a little bit about other part of the Brazilian problem, and that is the Amazon rainforest.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, and I think it's continuing. The Brazilian government is cutting the. You have, yeah, perfect.
Okay.
They were cutting the forest for livestock. So can you tell me a little bit more about this? What's the like story behind it? What are the details?
So it's not just this time. Of course, they cut the money to work in the security, but it's like the rainforest in Brazil. It's like bigger than Europe.
Yeah.
So how you control people is inside and is working like is doing a really good job with the Indians
Mm-hmm.
or whatever you are doing, or control the traffic of wood. Uh, it's like it's like a simple solve. It's like but satellite.
Mm-hmm.
But who will pay for that? It's
Yeah.
like Brazil. It's like they think that we have more problems to solve. I think it's really important to save the rainforest. So sure, it's like We don't know. It's like we just know a small place in this small variety of animals, of plants in rainforests. Forest. It's like how we control this problem. It's like this is the problem. How control it? Okay, we will put more money to control that.
You sorry for interrupting. So you mean like how to control the cutting rate?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's a great place. So it's a huge one. It's like you can check every place. It's like okay, now we get in jail. How can I say a group that cut it, but the next week you'll be there another one because the boss of this group
He's different guy.
is
Yeah.
different guy is free and just pay for poor guys to cut it.
Yeah.
So I think we need like a police operation
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah, but
think about that.
if as you said, like if you do policing like the Amazon rainforest, you're gonna have to employ like millions of people because it's a huge place.
Yeah, it's like it's not just but 1,000 of police to control that is not enough.
Yeah.
And we put a lot of drones. Okay, we put a lot of drones. We check. We saw the place that they are. So until you go there with a helicopter, they already go out. So
I think like listening you talking about Brazil, I think the problem stems from the big inequality, because when you think about it, people don't have money to buy good food,
yeah,
so they do whatever they can, which is in most way destructive,
yeah,
as in this way. Um, so what they do, they go cut the rainforest. They don't care about it, and they want to increase like the food production.
exactly.
So maybe they could, even if they put like more taxes to these like livestock companies that produce cows and sheeps. Even if they put taxes, poor people are gonna suffer because they're not gonna have money to buy it. So yeah, it's very weird problem to solve.
And it's like if you put taxes, the these people that cut it that work illegally,
Mhm.
don't care if taxes. They will not pay it.
Yeah.
So it's like we need a stronger law to punish uh, people buy it. So it's like, oh, okay, you go in jail if you buy this illegal wood.
Mm.
I think it's one uh, solve one, just a kind one.
Yeah.
But it's not solve all the problem. So
I don't know. We had this semester we had a class that is nice. We had a nice class that talks about like sustainable development of countries, and we were mentioning a little bit about Amazon rainforest. What is the real problem? So basically, every society that collapsed, we did a few examples like Mayas, um, the northern like tribes that like go hunt in the Inus. I think it's Inus.
Incas.
No, Inus. They're like North Pole.
Okay.
Inus,
Okay.
like they're like
Okay.
yeah, those ones in Iglos.
Okay.
We did the Easter Islands, and a few more. And every of these countries failed. They had like a pattern of failure. So it was basically a huge deforestation.
Yeah.
By this, you interfere with the local climate, global climate change, local wars. They call it wars, proxy wars, whatever. And there was one more factor I can't remember. It was like bad management or something like this. And when you think about it, like from this perspective, it looks like Brazil is like going in a wrong way, because they're already cutting the trees, changing local and global climate. There's a huge disparity that is going to cause a lot of turbulence inside the country.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, it's very weird.
And one problem is like now they cut the verb the money that it's like Europe was helping Brazil with that and cut it because the management was not good. But it's just because the politician. It's like the biggest problem for Brazil is the politicians.
Yeah.
So not just now. Yeah, the not president is not a good one, but
do you think he's gonna? His name is Bolsonaro.
Yeah.
Do you think when are the elections? By the way,
this year.
Do you think he's gonna get changed?
I think it will change. It's hard because in Brazil, like the people have politicians like their pets or they soccer team. It's like we can't change it. It's like people. I vote first time for this guy, and I will support it until my death.
Yeah.
So it's really weird thing. So now I think we have a really difference. It's like I don't know if you use this term. It's like the right and the left in politician. So now the Bolsonaro is from right, and there are a lot of people who support Lula that is from left.
Yeah.
But the both is not a person. It's like it's because do you know the Brazilian law? It's like Lula was in jail, but
I think
now
I read
he's
something.
free and can go to election again, and like the son of Bolsonaro was investigated the first year of Bolsonaro was a president, and Bolsonaro just cut the investigations with no reason. Like now politicians they have the benefits. It's because the Brazilian laws was created by just rich guys who was in the power, and he just want more money. And it's like people, good people who want to go to politics, go just forgive before he tried the election because he don't play the game.
Yeah, he is not radical enough to stay in the game, to be in top elites. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
we have a similar problem. It's politicians. So basically the same people literally are on like power for 25 30 years, like the same people. So
but it's democracy.
Yeah.
democracy.
Yeah. we had more rights before, but so what happened, I think last 4 or 5 years there was a kind of change for these things. So basically, I don't know if you know, we have 3 presidents.
Right.
So we have 3 Bolsonaros, and it's beautiful. And then like so imagine this: our country has only 3 million people, just 3.
Okay.
Our system is more complex than US system. We have more people in power than like
than population.
So because of this, it's so complex even to explain to someone. Like if you ask me, I would like have to sit with you like 3 hours, explain you how everything works, and you still wouldn't understand it, and still people from Boston don't understand it. But what I want to say, it's the same people are in power, and now with this corona, it's like it's kind not corona, the Ukraine conflict with Russia.
Okay.
It's kind of good for us because it shows the light. We passed through the similar problems that Ukraine is passing, and the world is actually seeing who is acting in which way. So we have a lot of, not a lot, like maybe 2, 3 political parties that want to separate,
Okay.
that support Russia, and we have few like pro-European parties.
Okay.
But as you said, like it's so weird when you mention it. We have the same issue, and that is people who voted for one guy hardly change their mind, like to change.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's very weird. Like even when you speak to these people and you ask them, like, okay, you have your idea of this party. Never mind. Your political vision is this. Okay, you start questioning them. Okay, you believe in this. How? Like, ta, 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 ta. And you see they're full of shit, and they like start angry, and in some way it's like even counterproductive because they like start believing in it more. So it's, you have to have someone very charismatic, very powerful, like when he speaks, when he presents himself and ideas to public to solve these problems. But I think in general, like almost everyone I speak to about politics, they always say, "Oh, our politicians, our presidents." I think not bureaucracy. I think bureaucracy in some way could like lower itself, simplify some things, and also how you call it, my English, I'm sorry, but when
You talk with me, so
you know, like when there is a term in English when like countries speak to itself.
Okay.
Like basically speaking, I think should be improved in general.
Okay.
And as you said, like the, by the way, why did like Europe cut the help for? Yeah, you said.
It's just because it was bad management.
Bad management, yeah. So I think some of these things should be more clear between countries.
Yeah.
They should be more transparent. There like should be more increased in communication. And I think a lot of problems could be solved just by communicating clearly. I don't know if this happened to you. I know this happened to me in France. You speak to people and you want to say something. It doesn't matter what it is. And you see people don't understand what you said.
Yeah.
It's like I made few jokes. They're bizarre, but they're not provocative, bad, or anything. And you see people don't understand. And it's like, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna have to speak with this person about some issues, maybe about engineering, maybe about pharmacy, maybe about agriculture, maybe about politics.
Yeah.
How are we gonna understand each other? Maybe it's the same thing with him. He's gonna want to say, I don't know, that this green is this wall is green or whatever, and I'm gonna understand it's blue. So I think the first step for this is to improve the communication.
Yeah, sure. It's like I think a really problem. It's a reason it are the old people that don't like change.
Yeah.
It's like I think next generation will be better. It's like we can teach them.
Yes. Yes.
So I don't know in Bosnia, but it's like in Brazil, we can say that like we have focused people in a politician like to see it like a pet,
Mm-hmm.
or and to have another group that just want to discuss about that and know that it's not a perfect one, that you need support until your death. So I think the communicate and the education you
I
will change
agree.
it. It's like there's that, and I don't know in Bosnia, but in Brazil, education is like just a cost. I think I said that.
Mhm.
Is the, if when people don't consider education like a development, their country will not grow up.
For us, like when you don't have a better vision of like things in general, people would say like it's very bad education. But when you think about it, we actually our education is not that bad. It's like it's very specific. So for example, you want to learn how to make a glass, they're going to teach you how to make a glass, but they're not going to teach you how to be better than the glass maker in France or in
Okay.
Brazil. They're not going to give you this perspective. So I think this is one thing that I really liked here in France. They give you a perspective of things. They give you, okay, this is not the only place where you can work as a welder, or it's not the only country where you can do stuff. There is more options. There is more systems. There is more applications. Like
Yeah.
we have this idea. So my brother went to public university. I'm going to private, and I see it's so stupid. Like there's arguments between these two universities, but one I think I see about like public universities, they're so stressed about studies. They have to study. They're smart, but at the end they're not flexible. Their creativity goes down. And you're like, okay, let's make a glass, and you say, okay, let's make a red glass. It's gonna be fun, you know. Let's play. Let's see how can we input a color into glass. Just an idea.
The people will ask why.
They're gonna ask why. That's a bullshit. We have to have a crystal clear glass by some old standards, like blah 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 blah. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know that.
So some of these things I think should be improved. As you said, like education, it's very important. I know for me, I would say probably the most important thing.
Yeah.
This internationality that we're doing right now, speaking,
Yeah.
learning about new cultures, the systems. I think it's very important because you never know. Maybe tomorrow the climate in Bosnia is gonna change, like physical climate, and then we could produce mango there. You know, we're gonna have a small Brazil in Bosnia, and you're gonna have access to European markets. So you never know. Ideas are wide.
It's nice. But now you'll have half of politicians that support Russia and another half that support Europe.
Yeah. So basically, our country is divided in three parts.
Okay.
One is like a buffer state,
Okay.
like just not that thing. It's very important, but doesn't have any power.
Okay.
One part is called Republika Srpska, where a lot of Serbs are. And you have Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina, where you have Bosnians. They call themselves Bosniaks.
Okay.
And you have Croatians. So the main party, there's like Serbian part wants to separate. They want to be part of like a great Serbia. And you have like a lot of these Croatian parties that create like a union between them. And they say we want to create they had like a territory during the war, which was a very big part of Bosnia, maybe like 1/3. They say we want to recreate this territory and be part of Croatia.
Okay.
And everyone wants to enter European Union, like Serbia, Croatians, Bosnians. But if they do this, there is no European Union for like next 50 years. And the system is, we have like a Dayton Peace Treaty, so it's still not like a real country. We're just like at peace with each other. So what happens? Okay, I have to correct myself. It is a country, but the legislation is not like it's not 100% legislation. It's more like a peace treaty that acts as a legislation of a country. So the system is so complex. It's the most complex system in the world. As I told you before, it has so many positions that like people don't know what's the system.
More than France.
What?
More than France.
More than France. More than Brussels. It's so complex. Like when you say, let's say USA as an example, because we listen about them a lot. You know, they have House of Representatives. You have House of some other, like you have two homes. You have president, and maybe like that's it. You have like 50 states. They don't have that much power, and you can easily know it here. Oh my God! Like, and at the same time, this document is very discriminatory. It's like in so a few examples. Croatians don't have all the rights. It's basically like a play, like you have to level out the human rights between three, I would call them tribes, three people, territories. But how to split these all these like things that are important, like human rights, general rights, responsibilities of these, it's very hard. And whatever you do, doesn't matter. You say, I want to give 1 million of budget to kids, I want to give 1,000 of budget to help to clean a road, you're gonna, like, literally the same day, you're gonna get response from two other parties say no. Always there's gonna be something. So I think we also have elections in October. I think there's gonna be some change. I am very optimistic. One party is going really hard this year. They have they want to occupy two positions as presidents, and some like minister positions. So in federation, they got like support from almost all political parties. In Republika Srpska, not that much, but it's gonna like start the change. So I'm very optimistic. Maybe in 2 years, 3 years, if not in next cycle, maybe next cycle, you're gonna come to Bosnia. We're gonna see the terrain, how it is. We're in Mediterranean, so we could actually create plantation of mangoes, ananas, whatever you want.
Just call me.
And we have a city called two cities called Tuzla and Zenica, which have Zenica has a lot of industry, so we could also go there about make some companies, make Iron Man. So
okay.
And
these two regions, these three territories, you speak the same language?
So basically, in the whole, in ex-Yugoslavia, almost everyone speaks the same language. But because these are now separate countries, they have to have their own language. So we speak the same language, but instead of saying my name is Thiago, I say my name is Thiago. Like it's the same thing, but they have to change something. So these differences, when you see, they're very minor. It's like there is no difference, but there is a difference. So
I think it's really weird how I don't know, it's about the culture of the people, because like if you check Switzerland, they have 4 languages, and they are the first world, they're a awesome place. So it's like how place with just one language it's like can't communicate better than Switzerland than a farmer. It's like
but you see, this is the thing we concluded. Communication. Even if you speak the same language, you have to communicate clearly.
Sure.
Maybe they have diplomacy. Yes, that is the word.
Yeah.
Switzerland has probably the best diplomacy in the world. Maybe like at top 3. They understand each other. They try to understand each other in the regions. They don't give a shit. Here, we speak the same language. No one wants to understand each other. They're just like, I think it's probably the same thing like on a local level in Brazil. You want to solve something, but you can't. People don't want to understand each other. It's just like...
we have a lot of brokers in Brazil too, but I think it's more understandable. But it's more understandable than France, because here I think I don't know what you think about, but I think it's really weird. It's like when you go to the police, like you need to make an appointment. It's like it's ridiculous.
French bureaucracy is bureaucracy on steroids, literally. For everything, there's like I have a problem now. I was going to gym and I want to cancel my membership. They ask, I had to send them like 10 documents. Like, it's a gym. I don't want to be like, I have to pay something, I'm gonna give you money, fuck off. No, they asked for location where I live. So my mother had to give me because I live with her.
Yeah.
Then they needed like a birth certificate of my mother. Then they needed
Well, from
like
mother.
yeah. ID of my mother. And now I asked for from international relations office like help me, and I was like, okay, do they need my like blood type, like what's going on? So continue. Sorry, man. It was a rant.
It's like that. It's like I think they are 100% bureaucracy and 0% process.
Yeah.
It's like that. So like we have a lot of maybe more bureaucracy than France, but we have a clear way to do the thing. If like if you search, you can find yourself how what you need. And here I think you go to this website, they put another one in the same website, they have different information. It's like oh man. It's like to see that. I don't know if it's the same for Bosnia, but for Brazilian we need a visa to work here.
Mhm.
But you don't get the visa if you was not in a spot in a enterprise in a company, but the company can contract you if you don't have the visa.
Mhm.
So it's a looping. You can get the visa because you don't get the job, and can get the job because you don't get the visa.
Yeah, it's
So how it work?
so you have to like stretch your head like what's going on. But our bureaucracy is complex, but it is simple complex. What I mean, like you want to do something, you have to gather the 10 documents. Okay, it's gonna take time, but you have 10 documents, you apply and you're done. It takes time, that's the worst part, but it's okay.
Mhm.
Here, as you said, you have one application, then like in that application you have like 3 applications. So for every one of them you have to have like your personal file, your personal ID, and then like to verify it you have to send it to like Paris to some agency. Then they send you over phone, and then like you have to interconnect with other applications.
Yeah.
For everything is like this. For everything you want to, I don't know, like universities. This okay, university I can understand, but like gym, come on.
Yeah.
Chill out, Jim.
And it's a culture.
Yeah,
If it is how the culture, it's just culture. It's like they will not change it. It's like how you change a culture is really difficult.
I think the reason why the French are so complex is, so I've been studying a little bit about patents, about intellectual property, and who knows about this? They could say I'm full of shit. I can agree, but this is my theory. Uh, because a lot of these systems, like IP patents, actually French created them to some level. They kind of abuse these systems. So they want to make everything complex to secure themselves. Um, so what I mean, so if you want to copy French system, like bureaucracy system, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money, a lot of money. And you have these, when you think about it, all these systems that we are talking about, they're kind of unique. They're connected, but they're unique. So you want to have like a social insurance. It's connected with everything else, but it's unique. It's unique.
Yeah.
It's unique. So you can actually, they kind of give you option. Okay, you can copy us, but if you take just this part, you're gonna have to pay money. So we simplified for you to copy it, but
Yeah.
you have to pay money.
Sure.
So I also think like by applying this like putting everything on internet, applying the systems, servers and all this stuff, they actually save a lot of energy by manual work. Like literally they save energy like electricity, and to some way they speed up things. I know this sounds weird, but when I needed documents here, I got them in like 3 days, 4 days. In Boston, it takes me like 2 weeks, even more.
Yeah.
To
No, Brazil is the same. It's like
so there are some benefits, but for me, like the most important thing is like how stressed I'm gonna become from this, and it's like it's the worst.
and I don't know. It's if you agree with that, but here they have the culture. It's like just I think you already listen that is like just désolé.
Désolé, yeah.
It's like, oh, well, we can't solve that. Sorry.
Sorry.
It's like I think Brazil is different. If you wanna try, you speak dialogue with people. We can find different things to solve, or we find fissures in the bureaucracy to solve this. But here is just désolé.
Désolé, and they say, okay, we can help you, so you have to find someone to help you. But
Yeah.
this person don't exist.
Yeah.
It's like you contact someone, oh, this is not my work, sorry, goodbye. Désolé.
Désolé.
It's bizarre, it's smart in the same way, it's hard, but I don't know. So man,
But I love France.
it's amazing country. I have to be honest.
No, don't drink this. Now is really
What?
bad one. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
No.
I have to try.
No.
I have to try so I know what is good and what is bad.
You see, it's not good. It's a shit one. Yeah.
It's acceptable. It's
no,
it's
not
bad.
acceptable. Not for a Brazilian.
Okay, man. Thiago, thank you very much for coming. It was pleasure talking about all these things. I can see in chat people also loved it. You have your friends. They commented a lot of things.
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much. Thank you for coming, and I hope if not in person, we could repeat this over like Skype or something.
Sure. When I improve my English.
Perfect. we're gonna like start a business. We're gonna continue developing the idea of mango.
Okay, we can do it again.
All right, and thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked it. If you have any ideas for future, if you have any comments, what to improve, what to include, if you have any people that you would like to include in these talks, let me know, and see you soon. Goodbye.